Happy Thursday, everybody. Andy and Steve from WagerTalk.com. Welcome to the Road to Millions on Thursday, September 21st. Go and hit that like button as you're watching this. We have a great show planned for everybody. So we're going to start with our Thursday night football props. We got 4 of them to go over. We're going to do a team total Thursday. It's where Steve and I tell you our 2 favorite overs and our 2 favorite unders on the team totals. We got a fade of the day, sleeper of the day, and a stat of the day. Reminder, if you advanced to week 3 in the survivor pool, go ahead and put your pick for this week in the comment section. Hit the like and tell us your favorite prop for Thursday night. We have one official play up. We're going to talk about some really strong leans that we have. We have one big official play that's up for tonight's game, but I'm interested in what everyone else is doing for this game. I think it's interesting. Corbin had a really good same game parlay for it. There's a lot of ways to attack it. So leave a comment. Tell us what you think. You guys know I read all these comments and just love seeing them. So, all right, Steve, Thursday night football props. Let's go over some strong leans that we have. We got a couple of Daniel Jones. We like his interception. We like his over his rushing. We like Purdy under his completions, and we like McCaffrey to break a long one. Let's start with Daniel Jones' interception. It's just a combination of game script. He's not been accurate. No Saquon. Could be a long night for the Giants. What do you like about this one?
So Jones only threw 5 interceptions last year in the regular season, but he already has 3 so far this year, 2 and 1. So he's thrown at least a pick in both games. And the big thing here, like you said, is the game script. I just think that the Giants have been sloppy. This game's going to get out of hand, and late in the game, he's going to be looking to huck it down the field, giving the Niners, if they haven't already made an interception, they're going to have chances late in the game.
Yeah, so piggybacking off that, no Saquon tonight, and this Giants team is pretty banged up. They're missing a linebacker. They've got another one that's questionable, and they're missing an offensive lineman. It just doesn't. It doesn't. I don't know. There's something that doesn't feel right about this next prop. This is I what's the Star Wars? It's a trap. This just feels like a trap. I'm gonna walk into
Yeah,
it. I know I already know what's gonna happen. They've got me. But Daniel Jones over 7.5 rush attempts. It's plus money. This makes no sense. Saquon Barkley is out. It's not like Matt Breida is breaking down any, records for rushing. And Daniel Jones has rushed 9 and 13 times this season. So he's gone over this, and yet we're getting plus money in a game without Saquon Barkley, where he's probably going to be scrambling and breaking the pocket. It just seems too easy. This is why we didn't play it. This is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. It just seems too easy, and they're giving you plus money on it. It just seems like they're just begging you to take the over on this one. They really are. And him going over in both games, and with it being at plus money, and like you said, the game script, he should be running for his life. I don't know what they know that we don't know, but yeah, it seems very trappish, that's for sure.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll walk right into it. If you guys want to follow me, just come on in. I'm your fearless leader. We'll walk right into this one. If it hits, we got a really good plus money. This happened with Jalen Warren last week. Remember we talked about Jalen Warren? Like, why is it over 2.5 receptions plus 150, and then he had 4? So I don't know. Maybe it's a good line, but this one stinks. It just stinks. All right.
100%.
Brock Purdy under completions. I love this one. This is counterintuitive, but talk about Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I like this one a lot too. He's only had 17 and 19 completions in his first 2 games. And again, the game script here in this game is everything. I just don't think he's going to have to throw the ball late in the game. And even early on, they may be just looking to run more often than not. This just seems like a high number for Purdy to get, especially if the 49ers are going to be playing with a big lead.
Yeah, you would think, oh, Purdy should have a big game, but I don't know. There's something about it. And honestly, Steve, you go back to last year in the regular season, 15, he had 22 in an overtime game, and then 15, 17, 16. He doesn't do this a whole lot. He's just super efficient with his passes. So I really like this one. I think that's sneaky. I think everyone would think, oh, Purdy's going to have a monster game. He's just really, really efficient with the ball, and he gets his guys into open space. So I'm with you on that one. I think that's a really good one. We'll close out with Christian McCaffrey over 17 and a half longest rush. The guy has a 61 a 55-yard rush, or like
Yeah,
just
two
blow.
monster runs.
Yeah, two massive runs. This Giants defense is not setting the world on fire. They're averaging they're giving up 4.6 yards a carry so far. And you know, we're gonna talk about this San Francisco backfield. He may not have a ton of attempts, but like you said, if Purdy is going under his completions, they're going to be using the running back. So it only takes one, obviously, to break this one wide open. He's done it 2 weeks in a row. So explosive. He's healthy. There's no lingering injuries or anything. So, and he's so fast when he gets to the outside. You got to love him to break at least one long one. And 17 and a half, that seems pretty low, especially when the guy's ripped off 250 plus yard runs. I mean, this is a 20-yard run, which he can do. So Daniel Jones throw an interception. We like his overs, rush attempts. Purdy under 20 and a half completions. And we'll take Christian McCaffrey over 17 and a half on his longest rush. Those are our four strongest leans. Our official play for tonight is up at WagerTalk.com. Thursday night football plus 10 units in the NFL. Couldn't have started off any better. We hit our 5% plays. So let's get the week started with a really nice winner tonight. We do have our 5% UFC best bet that is up. If you have not gotten that, what are you waiting for? 11-1 run. And we do have our MLB play of the day. There is a Formula One race this weekend, so get ready for that. It's in Japan, so the times are a little wonky, but just look up the times of the qualifying and the race, and our plays will be coming out, within an hour of that. So I know it's a little wonky, but we can only do so much when the books put out plays, an hour before the qualifying starts or the race starts. So, but we do have one cross sport parlay that's locked in, and that involves a Formula One piece as well, and then soccer as well. Corbin hit a nice 2%, lost to 1%, but hit a nice 2% yesterday. So this weekend, we'll definitely have soccer plays. Again, there's probably going to be one play earlier in the morning on Saturday Eastern time. Just have your notifications on, and you'll get all those plays throughout the weekend. So tonight starts a pretty decent little run of play. So very excited about that. All of those can be at WagerTalk.com. Still plus 120 units for the year. All right, it's Team Total Thursday. Steve picks his favorite over. I picked my favorite under. Steve likes the Vikings over 27.5 for his favorite over. He likes the under for the Browns. I like the Buccaneers over 20.5 for my favorite over, and my favorite under, the Raiders under 22.5. Got to be honest, Steve, I'm stunned there's no Patriots or Jets in this one. I thought that game was pretty ripe for the picking, but I do love these plays. So let's start with your over. And let's talk the Vikings. 27.5, big number, but you like the over.
Yeah, so I strongly considered the Jets team total under in this one against the Patriots at 16.5, and I do love that play. But I've been looking at this Browns under as well, so I didn't want to go too heavy on the Patriots.
I get it.
Patriot stuff. But anyway, Vikings over 27.5. Sometimes the easy ones win too, and this one just seems almost too easy, but this is going to be a shootout. I feel like the Vikings, they went over this total once, fallen short once as well. The Chargers just don't stop what the Vikings do well. The Chargers have allowed the most passing yards in the league, 333 yards a game. Vikings have been throwing the ball all over the place. They have the league's worst rushing offense with only 34.5 yards per game. Both teams are 0-2 and they both lost one-score games in both of their games, so both are going to be really hungry for this win. Vikings playing at home, and I just see this one being a shootout. I considered potentially going with their over touchdowns, but it was 3.5 at plus money. We'll just keep it safe and go over 27.5 in case it's a couple field goals that gets us there late.
Not that their rush offense has been bad, but they traded for Cam Akers, and that's seen as an upgrade.
Yeah, right.
Just say that out loud. We traded for Cam Akers. We should be better off. Yikes.
Yeah.
The rush offense is trash. It's really bad. So, all right. So that's Steve's favorite over. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers over 20.5. If this was 21.5, not only would it not be my favorite, I wouldn't play it at all. But there's something about this Bucs team that I kind of like. I know that they've just won against two bad defenses. So they beat the Vikings. Now they only scored 20 against the Vikings, but they get the job done. They win, and then they put up 27 against the Bears. That's another bad defense, and they're facing the Eagles. But I get this prime time at home. I like this is they're going to be excited for this. Nobody expected a 2-0 start from the Buccaneers. Baker, not bad. Like, not bad. Maybe it changes scenery. Doesn't look too bad. And here's the thing about Philly. On paper, great defense. They were banged up last week. Their secondary had a lot of injuries, and they gave up 28 points to the Vikings. They gave up 20 to the Patriots, which I think the Buccaneers offense is just a touch better right now. Mike Evans looks great. I don't know if he's enjoying what the starts of the season or if he's auditioning for a new team. There's something about this Eagles defense that I don't trust until they get all their pieces back. Could be a little bit of a shootout like last week's game against the Vikings. That final score was 34-28. I just love getting below 3 touchdowns. I think they can get there. I don't even know why they would try and run the ball very much. I think Baker throws the ball a ton. And if the Philly secondary is still banged up, they're going to have room to catch the ball. So I like the Buccaneers over 20.5. Again, if it's over 21, like if it's 21.5, it's a complete pass for me, but that's my favorite over for this week.
Love it.
All right, Browns under. You really, really like this one. And again, look at this number, 21.5. I'm guessing if this was 20.5, maybe maybe a little bit change of thinking. But what do you like about the Browns and the under?
Yeah, it is about the number in this one. I wouldn't have taken it if it was 20.5, but they just didn't look right in that game the other night. Obviously, Chubb's out now, and Watson he didn't look right. He didn't run strong. He just the passes weren't there, and the offense without Chubb, that's a huge loss for them. The Titans have held the Saints to 16 and the Chargers to 24. So we've seen them hold, high, more potent offenses to low scoring games, and the Titans do stop what the Browns do best. They stuff the run, and I challenge the Browns to pass on the Titans. They're both, I challenge them to throw on them. They're both run first teams, and this seems like a rock fight to me.
Yeah, it is interesting that Tennessee, you can throw on them, but I don't know if this Browns team's capable of it. And I'm with you. Deshaun Watson looked like a statue last week.
Yeah, I'm just not sure that the Browns can throw even on the Titans, even that they're not good at stopping the pass. But I don't see the Browns throwing on them either.
Yeah. So Steve loves the over Vikings and the under Browns 21.5. And a lot of these are just the numbers that we're getting here. So so important to take a look at the numbers. All right. I'm gonna go with the Raiders under 22.5 as my favorite under. This is a team that scored 10 points against the Bills. This is a team that won, but they only scored 17 points against the Broncos. And I've got a Steelers team that, they got run over by the 49ers, but they put up 30. And then the Browns only put up 22 points. And this Raiders offense is very, very clunky. They're very one-dimensional. Last week against the Bills, you look at the receiving numbers, and the receiving numbers are pretty hilarious. So Devontae Adams catches 6 passes for 84 yards. Good game, great receiver. Josh Jacobs catches 5 for 51. The next best receiver had 1 catch. That was their second best, receiver. Austin Hooper had 2 catches, but only for 20 yards. And just, I don't know, man. Josh Jacob rushed 9 times for -2 yards. That seems like a red flag to me, Steve. So, I just don't think I don't think this offense is very good, and I think the Steelers come to play. Their defense looked great. The defense single-handedly got them the win last week. Let's make no mistake about it. The Steelers' offense isn't lighting the world on fire, but their defense is pretty slick. So, give me the Raiders under 22.5 on for my favorite under. All right, let's do fade of the day. We're going to stay there, and I'm going to look at Kenny Pickett, and I'm looking at his rushing yards. Again, here's a line that doesn't make any sense. So it's 12.5 rushing yards. He's rushed 5 times for -2 yards. See,
Wow.
he's not running. And though the when I say rush 5 times, there were kneel downs. That's why he's at -2 yards. His longest rush is 4 yards. That was against San Francisco. He rushed the ball 1 time for 4 yards in that game. And then against the Browns, 4 carries for -6 yards. We talked about Deshaun Watson looking like a statue. Kenny Pickett is not looking that mobile. So he's really not rushing the ball at all. The Raiders defense isn't that great, but this guy's not even trying. I mean, those kneel downs count. Other than that, he's had a couple of rushes. So I don't know why he would all of a sudden try and rush against this Raiders team, but this number really stuck out to me. So I'm fading Kenny Pickett in these rushing props. We've done really good with Joe Burrow. Obviously, there's an injury involved, but when I'm looking at a guy like Kenny Pickett who has not been running this year, I don't know why he would get 12 and a half yards against the Raiders. So that's my fade of the day with Kenny Pickett in that game. Sleeper of the day. You like one tonight here, Steve. Elijah Mitchell. That's off of everyone's radar. What do you like about this one?
I think this is a really slick play tonight. So Kyle Shanahan has talked about wanting to get Elijah Mitchell the ball more. He took onus for him not getting any carries last week, and he's committed to getting him he seems very, based on what he's saying, he seems committed to getting him the ball this week. Christian McCaffrey, while we like him to go over his longest rush, and I think he scores a touchdown, I think he probably goes over his totals as well in this game. But I don't see him I don't see them running him into the ground late in this game. McCaffrey's had 20 plus touches in the last 2 weeks. And if they keep feeding him the ball like that over the course of the whole season, it's a matter of time before he wears down or gets an injury. The 49ers know that, and they know they need to protect him. Andy, again, we're talking game script in this game, and there's a potential blowout. So if the 49ers are ahead late and they're just icing this game away, that's when I see Mitchell. I see him getting carries early as well, but late in the game, I see him getting a lot of carries to ice this game, give McCaffrey some time off, especially if they build a big lead like we expect them to. I think this is a really slick play that he can go over 28.5 rushing yards tonight.
Yeah, I would also add that he was banged up during preseason, so he didn't get much work. I believe it was a hamstring. Don't quote that as 100%, but he was a little banged up. So they got a really nice 2-game rest period for him, where they didn't, more time to heal up. Christian McCaffrey could handle the load, but I love this. I love this read here because, okay, Elijah Mitchell's, a little bit rested. San Fran's going to save McCaffrey for the playoffs. I mean, they definitely want him, healthy later on in the season. The Cincinnati Bengals could learn a thing or two about not putting your best players in harm's way, screwing around with injuries. So I love that sleeper of the day. And I think one of the biggest things is, like, for a guy that has no carries, for the books to put out 28.5, they know he's running. Like, it just feels like they agree that he's going to be running.
They know he's going to get the ball, and I think he had, maybe 10 yards in week 1. I believe it was 5 carries for 10 yards or something like that. So, for a guy that's, barely gotten the ball so far this season, this line comes out at 20.5. It kind of says it all. I expect the line to move up as the day progresses, as more people jump on board.
All right. Elijah Mitchell is the sleeper of the day. I have the stat of the day. It's a mean-spirited stat. It's kind of 2 parts. One of them is very mean-spirited, but the other is just talking about a quarterback, how this quarterback is not going to last very long. All right, so here's the stat of the day. Where is it? All right, CJ Stroud has already been sacked 11 times this season, and he will start this Sunday. Aaron Rodgers has only been sacked once.
League leader.
I had to add in the Aaron Rodgers only being sacked once, but CJ Stroud is running for his life, Steve, and he is getting caught behind the line. If you're like our good friend Jim Malero, you're looking at quarterbacks that take a lot of sacks for your sack props. I mean, no better than this guy right here, CJ Stroud. So the offensive line is absolutely terrible. The running game is basically non-existent. He's running for his life. So, yeah, there's your lead leaguer for quarterbacks who've been sacked 11 times so far. They are going to get that guy killed.
Yeah, he's not going to last very long if he gets sacked 90 times this season. It's not going to be a very fun year for him.
Yeah. So and with Aaron Rodgers, it only takes one sack to lose you for the year. So apologize, Jets fans, but that's your stat of the day. So. All right, guys, just a quick survivor update. 33 people remaining. Spreadsheet, I'll put it up there in the pinned comment. Submit your pick for week 3 in the comment section. Thank you to everyone that submitted their picks yesterday. I got you guys all down. And I think that's going to do it here for Road to Mills. Just want to remind everybody we've got our UFC 5% best bet that is up. Thursday night football best bet goes off tonight. Looking forward to starting off week 3 with some more winners. Plus 10 units so far in NFL season. Boy, if we could keep hitting at that rate every week, Steve, setting NFL records here. And then, of course, we have our MLB play of the day. Top 3, 2023, last 365 days, plus 120 units. So far this year. So thanks everybody for joining us. That's going to do it for us on the Road to Millions. And Friday, we have a very, very big show. Our surprise guest interview is going to air on Monday. And of course, Sunday morning, I love our Sunday morning shows. You don't want to miss those. We get you ready for NFL games, but we take a look at a bunch of different things that nobody else is taking a look at. We're looking at alt lines. We're looking at same game parlays. We're looking at anytime touchdown scores and player props. It's a great show. So don't forget the like button and comment. Good luck on all your plays today, and we will see everyone tomorrow on the Road to Millions.
Good luck tonight.